We are rooted in our community. Streamers and creators, they are our trunk. Those of us who follow loyally are the limbs and branches. The saying root and branch is defined as entirely or wholly, which is why I chose this name for my new platform. For the streamers and creators that will be my guests are 100% in on making a change, speaking their minds, and expanding others. Welcome to Root and Branch. Well, hello everybody! How are we tonight? I see I have my regular crazy crowd coming in. I love it. I love it. So we're going to go ahead and get started and bring the first person up, and we'll just see if anybody recognizes who this is.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
How you been, sweetheart?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Made it through a Monday, so I love Monday night streams because I'm like, whew, worst day of the week gone. So who are you holding in your hand for those of us who don't know?
Okay, so this is Thyla. I have two snakes, but Thyla's the most easily grabbable while I'm streaming. So that's her tank right here.
Yeah.
And this is Thyla. She is a Stimson's python. And she's one of the last ones, actually. Not because that this species is going extinct, is that scientists have reclassified Stimson's pythons as children's pythons, which is what Lilith, which is that tank behind me, she's a children's python. So Thyla is one of the last Stimson's pythons on the planet. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, but good nonetheless, because she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is. She's beautiful. And just so you guys know, she has an I love you on her side.
Yeah, I'll see if
Can
I
you
can
see
find it.
Where she is right now? She's kind of wrapped around your arm there.
If I see it somewhere and she's climbing along, I'll try.
Oh, that's okay. You can show it later if you spot it.
Oh, actually,
it's really cute.
Here it is.
Oh yeah, there it is. See?
That's the U.
That's a heart. There's a heart right
That's
there.
The heart.
Love you.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I love it when you see little things like that. I had a dog. She had a white mark on her chest, and it looked like the number 1.
Oh yeah.
So I used to tell her, Luna, you're number 1, and she'd get all excited. Yeah, she was a lab. So.
Oh, labs are beautiful animals. I love labs.
Oh, so we're doing an interview. I forgot. Okay, so
we're both pet tubers now.
Thanks everybody in the chat for coming. I see my buddy Ben is there. What's up, little bro? So let's just start with your family dynamic growing up and any siblings you want to speak of and how your parents were, and I just want to lead to what got you to where you are today, really.
So I grew up in a small country town that was filled with lots of hippies. Oh my God, hippie fucking central. Sorry, can I swear?
Yeah, oh fuck yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome.
If you don't, I'm going to kick you out of here.
I'm Australian, guys. I can't help it. Yeah, hippie fucking central, eh? And so, yeah, I grew up in that area, and I got sucked in deep into the new age woo bullshit. But luckily, I have also got a open mind, and I am willing to change it when it comes to being presented with more accurate information. So now I went from anti-vaxxer, all about the chi and homeopathy and all that, to going, no, vaccines, no, don't do the homeopathy, no, bad. And it's like, thank God I'm out of that, because when I went down and visited my mum, went down that little city, it was just like everywhere was like 5G is causing COVID and
or you'll have 5G after the shot, or why is up with that 5G thing? And anyways, go ahead.
The theory is I think, is that 5G has caused the COVID. By the way, YouTube, this is not misinformation. By the way, this is total bullshit. This is just
We
me
are not
explaining
spreading
what they-
misinformation. We're
this
laughing
is
at people.
not-
Just give us
yeah,
a
we are
second.
laughing. This is not what it happens. This is definitely not true. So COVID is actually a virus, everyone. Viruses exist. Just letting you know. But to these conspiracy theory, that COVID was caused by 5G networks because of the ionizing radiation produced by 5G towers. Little do they understand is that COVID is a virus. The ionizing radiation of 5G doesn't exist because 5G is at a lower frequency, like a significantly less powerful frequency than visible light. So if 5G creates a virus, but the more powerful ionizing radiation of visible light, which isn't even ionizing at all. So yeah, that's basically the theory. And
so you said you got mixed up into like woo. What kind of woo was it? Was it like the crystal woo or?
Yeah, I was into crystals.
Oh, okay.
I was vaccine hesitant.
Okay.
I was very spiritual. I was one of those everything happens for a reason, and which was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
But I've always been interested in science. So I had a weird kind of cognitive dissonance kind of thing going on. And when I was growing up, I used to read something called The Double Helix, and that's a science magazine aimed at preteens.
Oh, okay.
So like 9-year-olds, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. And I used to read it all the time when I was a kid. It was like my favorite time of the month was to get the Double Helix come in. And so yeah, I've always been interested in science. When I was a little girl, I was like, I want to be an astrophysicist. I can't do math to save my life, so I have not. I'm 85% sure that I have dyscalculia, and that 17% is not quite sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I'm great at basic math. I can just do it, and then you get to algebra, and I'm like, nope, you lost me.
Yep.
I just can't. I mean, as much as I'm good at the lower level, I just can't pass like pre-algebra. You get to algebra 2, I'm done. I barely passed that shit for high school. It was horrible.
That's a better view of her I love you. Oh no, stop moving, Tyler.
Oh yeah, you can see it right there.
You
See that big heart? It's awesome.
Fuck you. Fuck you. When I noticed that, I was like, oh.
Rowland said to find X. Why? Does that mark the spot? X always marks the spot.
Hang on. She has a spanner. You can't really see it. Stop moving. Stop moving.
Oh, she's a snake. You want her to hold still? Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. It looks kind of like that on the opposite side too. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, the more you look at her, the more things you find.
Oh, an algebra joke, Rowland. Okay, no, we're not finding X today, honey. No. No. I mean, the only X's I'm not looking for any X's, to be honest with you. I don't want anybody's X's if I can avoid, if they're one of those. Anyways, so when you got into high school and stuff, how did that change your opinion on all that? Because usually we learn more. So
okay. Well, I went to a Catholic school.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
And when I went to a Catholic school, I became quite Christian, as you do when you go to Catholic school.
Right.
But I was also still in the woo kind of thing. I have a very strange religious story, and but I ended up about 15 years of age. They were talking about getting confirmed into the church. And I was like, oh, I wouldn't do that. I'm getting confirmed. So I thought I may as well start doing some decent research into, what I'd be getting into.
Yeah.
So I started really reading the Bible. And long story short, I realized that I was in an abusive relationship with my own mind. So I went,
yeah, well, fuck me. Literally.
I'm not gonna do this. Yeah, like God is literally an abusive relationship. Like, so yeah, I stopped being Christian after that.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
And then I really went into the woo.
Because you're like, oh, fuck this shit. I'm going to dive even deeper into the woo. Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, chakras and, all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Did that continue into college for you?
I kind of ended up being kind of like, it was more of a background. It wasn't me devoting my life into and getting really into it. I did apply for a naturopathic community college, but I never went. Thank fuck for that. I just started working in aged care. No, hang on. I did a course in aged care. Then I went to a thing called CSSD, which is a Central Sterilization Department.
Okay.
And so that's the department where they sterilize all of the equipment for surgery. Mm-hmm. I did that for about a year. Then I went into aged care for a bit, and then I went into disabilities. And I've been doing disabilities on and off for about 10 years now, which is a slightly terrifying thought.
In what capacity do you work with them?
I work in physical disabilities, but I also have some developmental disabilities, a few intellectual disabilities.
Okay.
Autism. I have an autistic client who is a beautiful person. And yeah, so I have a variety of people that I support, both like physical disabilities, like to help them get out of bed, to community access, where the client and I just go out and have coffee. So I get paid to have coffee. It's actually a pretty sweet job.
Nice.
And I love it.
Nice. So you see people, do you go to their homes, or do you guys like meet at a facility? I mean,
I
pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. I go to their homes. To their homes, yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, no, I think that's good, because a lot of people have trouble being outside their house. You know what I mean? Especially like autistic children and stuff. So it's good to be able to do that home care kind of deal. I think that's really good. Yeah. I think it's tough and even kids with just developmental disabilities, it's tough for them to be in a different environment, and they're not used to where they're at. And, I think it kind of, because most kids that have like motor skill issues or whatever, they know they have them. They're not stupid. They know everybody else's. I'm going to therapy and my older brother isn't, and he's fine. He runs around. I can't keep up with him. Like, they know, Yeah. So I think it's good to have them in an environment that they're comfortable with. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I've been doing university now, so I'm going to change careers hopefully in the next couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to graduate, but we're in lockdowns now, so I don't know how long this is going to last for. So far, our state's been really, really lucky with COVID. We've only had to lock down a little bit.
Right.
And so hopefully this lockdown will only last until this weekend, but we'll find out. So
yeah,
we'll see.
So during COVID, have you been doing like video visits with your people, or are you still going to their houses, or what?
I'm still going to their houses. My industry is everyone, just a bit of background. I had a bout of insomnia last night, and I only had about 2 hours sleep. So,
right.
What is it? Essential. Yeah, I'm an essential.
Oh, essential. Yeah. Well, yeah, I knew that, but I didn't know how much they were cutting back on that kind of stuff.
I got a couple of my shifts cut back to nothing
Okay.
because a lot of the community access stuff,
Okay.
like I lost a lot of those hours, especially at the beginning, but it's not so bad now. And like everyone kind of goes, all right, I know what I have to do, and everyone shuts down, and it's
Right.
pretty. We're used to it now, so
Yeah, well, yeah, same thing here. We were like, okay, I'm gonna get my mask out of the truck. CDC changed it. Yeah. So Joe wants to know for school if you're doing virtual classes or if you're going in.
we're doing virtual classes. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
But the disappointing thing is that both of my classes are also in a lab that we have to do face to face because it's kind of hard to do a lab course. Not
Yeah, unless they're going to send you guys like a mini chemistry lab for home.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Here's your mini lab kit, and they unload a whole van. You know,
pretty much. It's like, here, I'll give you some bacteria that could kill you. That's
yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Just keep it refrigerated. Don't open the lid till it's too soon. Yeah. That would be horrible. So now are you, and I don't even know this question, so I'm going to ask, are you married?
No.
Oh, I didn't think so. Okay. And how long's that relationship? Like get up to date us? Yeah.
I've so Notja's another content creator. It's quite lucky that he lives where he lives because he only lives about 20 minutes from where I live.
Oh, nice.
And it was just like, it was just this random, it was like, oh, like I was watching Surus, and Surus had him on, and I was like, that sounds like an Australian accent. So I emailed him, and he wrote back going, oh yeah, and checked me out. This is when I was friggin' like 100 subs. I was brand new channel.
Yeah.
And and we just started talking on Twitter every day, and and that was
that's cool.
I think we're 2 years now. Neither of us really care about dates.
Yeah, well, it's just good because does it really fucking matter?
No.
It's like a marriage certificate. Does it really fucking matter? No, it doesn't. It's just the only thing that'll save you on is insurance and taxes if you can do that. Otherwise, it does nothing. So yeah, I'm not all about let's all go get married. No, I just think it's whatever, you know.
Yeah. So it's
almost 2 years. That's great. I didn't know because you guys just seemed to flow so easy. I thought it had been a lot longer than that, honestly.
Yeah, so, no,
that's good.
He's genuinely one of the most beautiful people I've ever met.
Aww. Really speaking of which, tell him he needs to come on here too. I want him on.
I will.
I would love to talk to him. I've never had a chance to.
I will.
He's an absolute nut. I love it. You never know what he's going to do.
He's gorgeous. He's
hilarious.
He is a sweetheart and kind and caring and wonderful.
Aww. So. That's awesome. Match made on Earth. So, so is there anything else that comes to mind that you want to talk about before we pull our next guest up?
I do actually want to talk a little bit about my university and why I'm holding a snake.
Oh, yeah. No, how did I skip that? I meant to go there. Thank you. Yes. Do my interview for me. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So this is a really hilarious thing. B was like, can you come on? I'm like, what time is it? And he was like, Tuesday morning. And I was like, it all depends if my snake poos.
And I said, wait a minute. This is the first time someone said to me, I might cancel because my snake has to shit.
Yeah.
So explain why now.
Yeah. So right now, with my university degree, I have to do a science experiment and do it and write a paper and everything like that. And I have I was originally going to be are there E. coli human E. coli in gets transferred to snake E. coli snake guts. So E. coli is can be used as a source tracking, a microbial source tracking, and what it does is it just figures out like there's sequences within E. coli that are particularly that are specific to different species. So if you take the DNA from the E. coli in the gut of a pig versus a gut of a chicken versus the gut of a human versus the gut of a snake, you can tell where that species where that fecal sample comes from because of the these specific DNA strand sequences in the E. coli. So initially, we were going to find out if my E. coli ends up in the gut of my girls, but things didn't work out. And so what I did mention in while I was doing the doing a part of my assignment that I was going to do community analysis of the snakes and see if they change before they or and after a shed. And my lecturer was like, actually, that's a better idea. That one's much quicker because all you need to do is rather than do multiple fecal over the year, and it's quite expensive. A community analysis, genetic community analysis is like $80 per analysis.
Right.
Per snake before and after a shed, and with the control, that's $3. So, so she said, all right, well, we'll do that instead. And so, but if I find some feces, I need to collect it in a jar and then process it within a week of finding it because it'll be inaccurate. Unfortunately,
so the sooner the better, just like any other lab, anything, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can only get into the lab on a Tuesday and maybe a Thursday if I'm really able to. And so when B said, "Can you come in Tuesday morning?" I'll be like, maybe.
Let me see if my snake shits.
Yeah, pretty much. So my snake's bowels didn't make me stand you up, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, good snake. Pet the snake for me. Love the snake. Right. Yeah, thanks, snake. Although, you know, I had someone else that wanted to be on tonight, so I said, well, if I get a cancellation, I'll let you know, and then it didn't happen. So, yeah. But that's okay. We'll get them on soon, one way or the other. I don't plan on stopping this anytime soon, so I'm gonna get. And Julie, don't think you and Junk Shop are off the hook, so you're still coming in here.
Absolutely. I can't see the chat, so if there's anyone that I should be saying hello to, I'm saying hello.
They've all, well, you know, they all love you, so it doesn't, you know.
Oh, love you all too.
You can chat with them when I kick you back in the basement for a few if you want.
Okay,
that's
awesome.
always that's always all right. Well, thank you, Meryl. I appreciate it, and it was nice actually getting to talk to you. But we're gonna pull you back up after the other interview, and we'll all talk for a little bit, and then I have an after party if you feel up for it, and then I let some of the chat in, and we can all have some good combos.
See, because
all right.
2 hours of sleep. Everyone.
I know. You're doing really good, though. I'm quite proud of you. I would be a mess. I don't even know.
I'm on my 17th wind, I think, by now.
17th. Right. All right, honey. Right. Thank you. All right, everybody. Number 2, but not the last or the least. How you doing, Brian?
How's it going?
It's going good, man. It's going good.
Good evening. Yeah.
Good evening, sir, with the hat that I want. I literally said to Brian, can you make me one of those? I will pay you. I fucking love that hat. It's like the best hat in the world. So how has everything been? How are the bugs?
Everybody's doing fine. We just got our new baby mantises in. So we got 6 baby giant Asian mantises. Our last batch just died. Unfortunately, we didn't get any breeding out of them because they matured at different rates. It was disappointing. But we move on and buy more and hope to get some breeding going, and we'll see how that works out. My Sweet. Carolina mantis did mature just last night. I might be able to get it out here in a little bit. We'll see how she's feeling.
Okay. Well, we have time later too if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
we're
after
not
party,
quitting
yeah.
this anytime soon. So, Brian, same question for you. Tell us a little bit about your like family dynamic growing up, siblings, parents, and build
Okay.
up to what got you to where you are today and awesome on YouTube.
Well, I actually some of my stuff's very similar to what Nervardi said in her experience. So the family dynamic was I am actually the youngest, but I'm the youngest, and I'm a part of a set of twins. So we were
Okay.
kind of the babies. I have one older sister. Now I grew up in a really small town, like really small town, really tight knit community, and they had so I didn't ever really quite fit in over there. I don't understand why, but it was just I guess it was like being an alien disguised as a human walking around sometimes, because people would talk, because most of the people went to church, like everybody went to church. So
yeah,
and they would talk about it, and I just it was kind of like a weird concept to me, because I grew up and my parents, my mom was she works, I can't give too much information, but she works for the government and in like the conservation department. And
cool.
So I grew up around a lot of that conservation science. We had lots of animal books and just learning science constantly. And it was as I grew up, and then I got into school, because I was reading that stuff before I started like kindergarten. We had like my parents had huge stacks of what were they like? Well, it was mostly inherited from my grandpa, but because he was really into geography. It was like National Geographic stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Science stuff laying around.
Yeah. I was just going through those books constantly growing up. Even before I could read, I'd go through and look at the pictures and the diagrams of these animals and the biomes that they live in. And I was really, really interested in that. And I started, like I said, I started school, and there was a lot of people with some bizarre ideas to me, but it was the mainstream there. So it really kind of jarring, but you kind of go with the flow. And you get a little bit older, people start asking you what you believe, and I did go down like a bit of woo, because among those books were also books like I got Mysteries of the Unexplained back here on my bookshelf. This is actually the one that I grew up with in my house as a kid, and that was right there with the rest of the science books. So I'm like, oh, this is all goes together, just because of the way it was presented to me. So I did buy into a lot of like psionics and stuff, like psychic powers and things like that. I thought that there was valid experimentation on that.
Yeah.
So I got into some woo, and then I fell down the kind of a new age hole, and got with my ex-wife and really got down that new age hole. And it wasn't until I got a little bit older and got more active on the internet that I really started getting back into being really into hard science again. And that kind of broke the enchantment that it had over me. It was actually that unexplainedmysteries.com website that really got me into debunking pictures and videos and stuff that people present and stories.
Right, because they were doing some like myth busting shit. Yeah.
That's what it was all about. And I got really into it. I loved examining photos and videos and stuff. So I really got into that. Then I started having kids. And so that took the back seat, I guess, for a while, because it involved. Well, I would go out on like with an investigation team, and we'd go out to like locations and stuff. We really got into it, trying to investigate hauntings and stuff like that. So I had kids. It really put a stop to that. But that gave me the opportunity to get back into looking at. I got into like animal forums and talking about animals and stuff. And during this time, I was going to after high school, I worked in a factory, like where my dad worked. It was just what you did in the small town when you graduated.
Yeah. You take the closest job that'll hire you. Right.
Yeah. Didn't really think much about school until after my kids were born. So then when I did start pursuing, my education, I really wanted it towards something practical that would keep me close to my family, because it was like I said, and I grew up and it was tight knit, and I've kind of broke away from that now a little bit, a lot because of school and going to school and moving away from home. But I went to do like pharmaceutical stuff and kind of went in that direction. And I kind of work in that field now, but I'm wanting to get back into. I started working a couple years ago, working towards a degree in ecology, and I just kind of with life, I just kind of put it on the back burner and it fell behind. I dropped classes, and I need to get back into. I need to get back into school.
Yeah,
find some motivation to do that, but we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah.
But
well, you're brilliant. You should definitely use your brain. So, yeah.
Right. Well, so when my daughter got to school age, I had, because I always liked collecting bugs and stuff. I needed to do something for her Halloween, party for her class.
Right.
So what I did was I had a tarantula, and I use this as an excuse to go out and buy more, bought tarantulas and all this stuff. And so I could go and do this cool bug show. And I enjoyed it so much. And I just started doing it all the time. People would ask me to come do it for birthday parties and stuff like that. I'd go to expos and pick out things. And it was just fun. I really enjoyed doing it. And I was doing that up until about not too long before all the lockdown stuff. And I didn't have an outlet for it. So I decided to go onto YouTube. And then I'm using the stuff where I was examining the woo stuff and looking into that, and I'm using that on YouTube, and I'm using all the animal stuff that I've learned over the years, and it's really fun. But I do need to just have that outlet, where I can talk to people and teach people about these things.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I'm glad you all are here. I'm glad this audience is here. I'm glad that I found a online family like you guys who likes to listen to me ramble and interact with me, because it makes my time worthwhile.
Yeah. Well, I've seen you come a really long way on your channel from when you first started streaming, and you were like nervous and, oh my God, I want to do this right. And I get it, because I've been there. Like the first month I streamed, I was so I was smoking one cigarette after another before I started streaming, because I wanted to get it right. I want to do this right. I want it to be good, kind of thing. I want everybody to be happy. So yeah, but you've definitely come a long way. And I just want to say I'm really proud of what you've done with your channel, and your content is great. And well,
thank you.
Everybody that knows you loves you. So
yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I wanted to get you guys on here, so we can get more people to get to know each other. I think it matters. I think it matters where the content creators come from, and how you get to where you are. And I think it helps people, understand that, and then they understand you as a person and your point of view better. So absolutely. Right. So when did you meet? So when did you meet your wife? And do you guys have the kids from the previous, or?
I do have an ex-wife from my new age ex. My oldest is our kid, but okay. She's not in the picture at all. So, and my current wife has been there since he was 3. So he's always, as far as he's concerned, she's always been his mom. So
yeah,
she started taking care of him like immediately, and she was fresh out of the nest when me and her started dating, because my ex-wife was my high school girlfriend, and we split up when I was in my early 20s. So, and then my current wife was just out of high school, and she was going to college when I met her.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, I was actually, when I was doing the musician thing at the time. I was playing in bands and going around, and I was in addition to being a musician, I would help the other bands, like a road crew and stuff. And
cool. Okay.
It was a good time. especially coming out of a divorce and wanting to kind of cut loose a little bit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I
So-
gotta stretch my legs. That was bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So
get
it was we had a good time. That's where I met my wife, was at one of those shows, and we started basically started dating that night. And
Aw.
it was within the year that we had that my daughter was born. So we hit it off right away, and we've been together for almost 15 years now. So
Good for you, man. That's
yeah.
great. That's
And-
great. That means you're like 3 years older than I thought. Okay, check. Now,
yeah, I'm
I did the math real quick in my head. See, basic math, I can do that.
I'm probably older than a lot of people think I am. I look pretty young, especially when I get all clean shaved, which I am not right now. But
No, I actually like it. I like it on you.
yeah,
I think it looks yeah, with the
With this
hat and
hat,
everything,
it
you're
looks
looking
nice and
really like
rugged.
manly
Yeah.
cowboy guy. Yeah. But on the verge of hippie, but not quite there yet. Like you could almost like
I got a bandana laying right here that I was wearing last night when I was out working in the garden, and the guys wanted me to come on to Answers in Atheism last night to talk about some bugs that Speed had caught, and I was wearing that, and I had my glasses on. I popped up on the screen. I'm like, oh look, there's Tommy Chong, because I had the whole beard.
Jesus. Oh, that's
Yeah.
absolutely hilarious. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we get in the after party, I'm going to discuss where everybody's doing stuff at besides their own channel. So because I know you run around YouTube a little bit, so we'll definitely get into that. How did you end up in the community? Who'd you meet first?
Oh my gosh, it was I was when I was really coming out of the woo stuff, I was a big fan of Aaron Ra, early 2000 or late 2000s, like 2008 to 2011 is when I was kind of really big into that community and kind of following their exploits. I wasn't active. I was kind of like a shadow lurker when they were doing their engagements and response videos and stuff. And I got into some of the bigger names, like, they're bigger names now, but I started following like Matt Dillahunty and Seth Andrews,
right?
As these people kind of came, and I started, and then you kind of branch out. It was the Non Sequitur show. Introduced me to a lot more people because I followed Aaron Ra to the Non Sequitur show.
Right.
That community there was great while it was in full bloom. And I really started following Bill Ludlow and engaging with him and helping him because he was just a guest on their show at the time. I started talking to him about launching his own content because he knew a ton about human evolution. So I started engaging with that, and we got him going. It wasn't just me. There was a whole community of people helping him along the way to get that channel launched and get it going and moderating. And it was kind of the earlier days of doing a lot of this streaming where we talk about science and stuff, I guess, where you actually come on and you review young Earth creation stuff live and you talk about it. But he got it going pretty good, and then unfortunately he passed away, and I started following other people that came from the Non Sequitur show community, and what I found like I think it was Chris Atlee was going pretty good, and Chris Mallard, the Daily Atheist. They were both going pretty strong, and I got involved with their community and then their side chats and stuff, and met all of you people. And then it was actually Manda that encouraged me to launch my channel.
Yeah, I knew she did.
Yeah, she was like, "No, you need to be making content." Because I originally just intended to release it because there was so much misinformation out there on the internet about the Asian giant hornets, about Vespa mandarinia.
Yeah,
that I was like, oh, they have acidic stings that'll melt your flesh and all this nonsense, trying to make it like murder hornets. That's the name that they got. So I made a video about that, and I'm like, this may be the only thing I ever do, but I need to set the record straight about these.
And I know, and I remember watching that and going, oh, he needs to do more stuff. And then Millie Manda was all over you after that.
Yeah.
Come on, Brian, damn it.
Yeah. And it was really so over a year. the growth. And Novardia was also very supportive of getting my name out there and getting me a good following. I think she likes that I have good sourced science information on my channel.
Oh, you
now.
use facts? Oh, fuck!
Yeah.
Kick this guy. Somebody kick this guy. We can't.
Right, there's some communities where that might be a problem.
It's true, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You gotta follow along with the rhetoric, or it's just not okay.
That one of the very first things I got involved with, really following like every day and really coming back, returning and really getting to know everybody with, was your brother and Math Pig reading the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yes. They
Oh
did Genesis or something before that. I don't know. They did a bunch of
Inky Doo. Remember Inky Doo?
Yeah, Inky Doo.
It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
of
Well,
course-
it's those two's fault that I'm around. So
Yeah, and then there's
Richard Mathpig. Yeah.
critical questions, of course,
Yeah.
hopping in there and being involved in that chat, and that's you. I mean, you were there all the time back then.
Oh yeah. Because I was working nights, so I had every day free. So
Yeah,
Dave, I would get up early earlier than I wanted to, just to go on there with Dave. Yeah.
I'm in
'Cause I
kind
love
of a position like that right now where my hours kind of suck for interacting with people. I don't, it's a completely different community at this time of day. Is it I mean, there are people I know, but like that are really active. It's like meeting all new people sometimes.
Right.
Because I'm staying up later into the night because my hours, I don't start until like after like at 9:30 my time, which is Central Standard. So that's 10:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
10:30 a.m. So I'm in the middle of the day. It's like retail hours because I have to talk to the pharmacists on the phone all day, and most of the pharmacies close by 7, like the mom and pop shops, and then we get down to having, because they need people who can consult that information live on call all the time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I do a lot of dealings with pharmacies. I know. I know which ones suck. The big chains suck.
Yeah.
Big chains suck, and the mom and pops are great, and they're always on time, and they always take care of the patients. And and the big chains, they don't give a shit. They're overworked and understaffed. So
yeah, that's just like any kind of big. I'm not I don't like big corporations like Walmart.
I don't either.
Walmart's got their fingers in everything. I don't know. Is that just? It's mostly an American phenomenon, but still.
Well, that's just like CVS and Aetna. They merged.
Yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
So when I worked for CVS, and every job I've had before that, you get that average of where you live and what you pay for insurance. So I went to CVS and I'm thinking, oh, well, I'll get cheaper insurance. Nope. Charges just, and I'm like, you own the fucking company that you're making us get insurance through.
But do you know?
But they made us pay like regular price, and I'm like, I fucking work for you. You
know
dicks.
what the secret is? And what the gain of that merger was? It was that they don't give coverage. CVS, you can't. Other insurance companies can't. Some of them can request it specifically, but they don't, and they can't fill their prescriptions at any pharmacy but CVS. And
That's what they're doing now. Yes, absolutely.
And then the no other insurance, CVS can't run any other insurance, so it's really they're cornering the market and building these medical monopolies, and it's because we have, and people don't see this. People in the margins don't see.
Yeah, they're not exposed to it. They have no idea what's going on.
That's going on with these company mergers. I could go on and on. This is gonna take all night to talk about. Oh my gosh.
Right. It's true. It's horrible. Well, we can leave all that for the after party stuff. But I feel your pain dealing with pharmacies and stuff. And it is frustrating because these patients tell me, well, I have to go to CVS, and I'm going, they suck, dude. I even worked at the one that they're going to. And it's not the people that are working there. There's too many patients and there's not enough people working there. They don't want to put any more people in place and pay for someone to take care of those people. They just make you wait. They don't care if it's heart meds. They don't give a shit. You got to wait.
I feel I've been a pharmacy technician before. I've been behind that glass, and I know how stressful the job is. And I've seen the pharmacist cry. I've seen
I've seen pharmacists walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and say, nope, I'm done. I'll be back tomorrow. I can't do this today.
Yeah.
And just walk out, and they let them.
Right.
Because they don't pay them very much. They're not gonna. You're not gonna just go find a pharmacist on the street when your patient sucks. So yeah, it's true. Anyways, that's a whole different rant. Well, let's bring Miss Thing back up here, and we'll talk for a little bit. If you guys have any questions in the chat, throw them up there now.
Hey, Miss
And
Thing.
there you go.
Mr. Thing.
You guys can discuss science that I don't know anything about now. Go ahead.
How much does misinformation just make you want to tear someone's eyes out?
Oh, like all the time. That's what I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall about right now. My pet project is people talking about it's that conservation efforts are pointless. That there's nothing wrong with humans destroying the environment as long as humans can survive it. They don't understand ecology, or that the way the environment breaks down nutrients and repurposes them and recycles them into. Because you cannot have what's wrong with tearing down these plains or this wetland and putting in crops, because you plant homogeneous crops for as far as the eye can see, and you see how well the ecology bounces back from that.
It doesn't, does it?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, considering I'm into microbiology, so I did actually do a rant. I think you might have seen it a couple of weeks ago, where I basically just said to the world, I'm exhausted. I can't continue doing what we're doing, because COVID, like everything, like it just drives me insane. I can't, like, I'm not being paid for this. I'm doing this as a passion project. It's a thing that I love. And I'm seeing over and over and over again people misrepresenting science, using science as their political tool. And it's just like, and
or
then
claiming that science is political. That when you present them the real science, they're like, oh, this is just leftist propaganda.
That's because that's what Biden wants them to say that, or Hillary Clinton did something. Yeah. It's always some political motivation, which is hilarious, because most of them that are against science and are religious people, their lives are politically motivated. So it's kind of funny that they like to. You ever notice that, like, people like that point fingers at someone else, but they're doing the exact same thing, just in the opposite direction?
I think that they can't wrap their head around someone not doing that. So if they do that, then you are. So if it's political to me, it's political to you. Is basically what it is.
I actually have been asked by someone, "Oh, are you being paid?" When I was refuting COVID vaccine misinformation.
I can't imagine having to deal with COVID stuff. Mostly, I'm dealing with like climate change and extinction, hallucination denial. That I argue.
That's
obviously
horrible.
The creationists are the low hanging fruit next to the flat earthers, but that gets boring after a while dealing with flat earthers. Their arguments get so
that's why I don't even go into religious debate, because everybody else in the community does that. I'm like, you guys go ahead. I'll talk like people stuff, science stuff, little political stuff here and there. But mostly I just want everybody to be friends.
Yeah.
The whole world. I want the whole world to be friends.
I didn't even start doing content with the intention of engaging anybody about this stuff. I just wanted to respond to it and say, this is bad stuff, or this is bad information. And people wanted to engage with me. People wanted to try to refute me. So now and that's what people like to see too. I like to see me engage with these people with these bad ideas or misunderstandings about science. So,
well, because you both blow them out of the water. It's fucking great to watch. Yeah. You wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah, but the thing is, and what I said in this rant, I'm this close to actually just going in front and just doing an ad lib where I read this rant and just go, this is why I haven't been putting out content recently, is I'm exhausted. Like, there is only so much that I can say and do and it's really demoralizing. Like it's really COVID is really I love science communication. It's one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, it just really got to me.
I miss your silly videos though. What was the one with about the balls?
The testicles?
Yes. That was great. And I liked the one about the snake charming people from the Appalachian Baptist people. With the rattlesnakes.
It's a whole different. That's a whole different meaning of ball python right there.
Right. So
yeah,
one
of. Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say the fun. I love the fun content you were putting out. I just want to say that I miss your stuff. So
I miss doing it, to be honest with you. So. I do want to get back into it. It's just I've had probably about 4 months of writer's block. I've got literally 6 or 7 scripts half done.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh, I get it. I have a whole bunch of stuff in my back catalog
too.
That's why
I don't do free. I just do live shit. I can't. My ADHD just will not. If I was going to get that in depth and sit there and reference it and blah blah blah, I would have went to college. So it's not happening.
It's funny you say that because I've been mostly just doing live content now too, and it doesn't mean that I don't have to write something. It means I have to write something every week. I'm doing a weekly show and I start off just doing one topic, and I branched off into segments, and now I'm writing like 5 segments each week.
See, but that's where you need to get some other sciencey people in with you. So you have like a guest on, and then you just talk to them about whatever they want to talk about, and you don't have to write shit.
Yeah,
just off the cuff, man.
Me and Amanda were doing a little show for a while there. We had a couple of guests, but then she got sick, and then she ran into her moving issues. So we never picked it back up. But I know you were doing your show with Jen too for a while there, the science show, because that's the one I was on, right? Synosium,
yeah.
So you like ad nauseum, but synosium. That's great.
We're doing it for synosium, so synosium. But yeah, that was good. We should talk to her again about it. She's been trying to get me back onto her channel, but every time she asks, it's like, it's midnight. Because I'd love to, but it's midnight.
It's midnight. It's midnight.
Yeah.
It's true. Well, do you guys want to move on to the after party thing? Are you going to hang out with us for a little while?
I might hang out for a little bit. I'm kind of the face.
You still look fine to us. We can't even tell.
My face is here too. Just you need to drop your lighting. That's what I do. Bring the lighting down. I pretend
she'll fall asleep.
Turn down the sun.
No, we don't want her to fall asleep. She's still 2 hours asleep.
You aren't in a basement? Who streams from not in a basement?
I know, right? I used to love it when I lived in a basement. It was like the best 2 places I've ever lived is when I lived in a basement. It was
the
fucking
temperature's
amazing.
Always the same. You can always keep everything.
It's always like 63 degrees. Yeah, even in the hot of the summer, cold in winter,
and keeping it nice and balanced. I can keep this area just stays warm. It's amazing.
Unfortunately, I have to look outside and see this giant thermonuclear reactor just kind of like down on my eyeballs, and it's like.
Isn't it like the middle of winter though? Is it?
It's coming into spring. It's starting to feel like it's coming into spring, which to me, I'm kind of like, is that a little bit early? I think it's a little bit early.
Yeah.
We don't even. We're still in winter. We're still in winter, but it's starting. There are a few days where I've gone, oh, it's feeling like the spring warmth is coming. Like, you know that it's always fascinated me to think that this temperature is exactly the same. So coming into winter, if you've got a 25-degree day, centigrade, 25, I don't even ask me.
I don't know.
And so you go into 25-degree centigrade day going into winter. The heat feels different than it is going on 25-degree centigrade out of winter. I don't know why.
Oh, I was just
You
talking
know?
to my wife about that the other day. We were, because it stormed and it was cool after the storm, and I'm like, it feels like fall and it's cold out here because we're both wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I looked at my phone. I was like, how cold is it out here? It was about 25. Or it was 78 degrees. I think it's about right around 25 centigrade. But in the spring, coming out of winter, coming out of winter into the spring when it's 75 degrees, it's like, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous out here.
Yeah.
It's true. I like.
Yeah.
I'm a 68 to 75 person. 75 is like my max that I'm comfortable.
I hear.
I think it's because I grew up in the Northeast, so I just, like when I was a kid, now it's like in the 90s. When I was a kid, it was typically like 78, maybe 82 was like a really hot day where I lived at, but it was typically like 78, 80 degrees every single day in the summer. There was always a nice breeze. There was always plenty of shade. It was fucking amazing. But I lived out in the country, so I wasn't near all that city heat. So
it's about 26 degrees, Maro, if you didn't do the conversion in your head.
I don't even know what my name is, so right.
All right, you two. In the private chat is the links, just so you guys won't have to go over to Twitter to grab it. And everybody, if you do not come over to the after party, I want to say thank you so much for coming in. Although I know you will, because you're all wonderful. Thank you so much for being constantly supportive of my channel. I truly appreciate it. And if you don't come over, take care of yourself, take care of one another, and have some peace in your life. And we'll see the rest of you over there.